and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to The Sims 4 and welcome to a room build. We're doing a living room today. We're doing one a little bit different than I normally do. It's a little bit more of an eclectic style. It's got a little bit more of like, I don't even know, maybe like a contemporary artsy vibe to it. This one was one of those that just came together so nicely and I have no idea where it came from and I had so much fun. This is one of those, I say this fairly often, but this is one of those where I made my brother come in and I got to show him my room. And this makes me want to build an entire house in this style. Honestly, this style to me screams like, I was imagining it in like San Francisco townhouse, right? Something like that, which now makes me want to build townhouses again, but I don't think I would do 6 of them again. That was an extraordinarily huge undertaking, but like a little set of like 3 townhouses maybe I could tackle with like a little living room like this. Oh, I had so much fun building this living room. Or maybe you could call it a den. I'm not really sure. It was really fun though. There's these bookshelves on the corner. I picked them because of the wood color. And then I hid this. This is actually a wall plant, but it looked so good in those shelves. I just kind of hid it in there. And these are the shelves from Businesses and Hobbies. So my only beef with them is because they are all like faced. It does kind of look like a bookstore shelf. But also, like, if it was your den, maybe it would be fine. Like, maybe it wouldn't matter so much. And I definitely tried to, like, decorate it much more like a den space or a living room, which I kind of imagine this is, like, the main living room in the home. But there isn't a TV. So I guess it depends how much your Sims care about their shows. But I guess you could have, like, a living room and maybe a family room. And the family room could have a TV. I don't know. Or you could call this a den space. But regardless, I tried to do the bookshelves up like they were more like family shelves and less like for sale shelves. And I think we got there. There's lots of plants and greenery, but it is a little bit hard with them being kind of faced the way they are. But yeah, I picked them totally for the wood color because I wanted warm tones, and I was trying really hard to get comfortable with the idea of mixing and matching wood tones. Some days I'm better at it. Some days I'm like, I don't mind so much. And some days it really bothers me when the wood tones are all just like slightly off. But like looking around my room in real life, the wood tones are all slightly off. Looking around my home in real life, the wood tones are all slightly off. So I was like, really, it only bothers me because it's The Sims. So I was trying to get more comfortable with that. I really wanted a big, fluffy, comfy leather couch, which this one is from, is it Casanova Cave? This one is from the Casanova Cave kit, the Don Lothario kit. And it's such a beautiful couch. It really has like its own little vibe. And honestly, this couch kind of set the tone a little bit where I was like, oh, this is what we're doing. This vibe is what we're doing. But I didn't want to do like a man's cave or like something like that. I wanted like really kind of funky and artsy, but not in like shabby chic kind of way, in like a, I don't know, this almost screams like early 2000s HGTV, but like in a good way. Or like IKEA catalog, but like not quite, you know? I struggled with what to do with the ceiling. I knew I didn't want the ceiling in white, but I also was like struggling with what to do with the wood tones. I think I ultimately go with like a warmer wood. Looking at it now, having had a little bit of space from this build, I did this build a couple weeks ago, it would be really pretty in here to do one of the like parquet flooring because it would look more like ceiling tiles. And if we're imagining this is like an older like San Francisco townhouse, like maybe Painted Ladies or something like that kind of vibe, it might have more of a, oh, maybe I did go with a patterned ceiling. Look at me. This is what happens when you record voiceovers significantly after you finish the build. Even so, with this roofing, this is really nice roofing, but we could have leaned even harder into the like ceiling, like tin ceiling tile look a little bit, if we were going with like an older home with like contemporary touches, which is kind of where this ends up playing out a little bit. It's just something to think about. Like if we do actually tackle another set of like 2 or 3 townhomes, we do another row, that might be something to consider. Although I do like how that roof turned out. So, you know, pat on the back me, good job for figuring that one out. And I do love this warm orange floor. It's not a floor I use often. It's a floor I admire often, but the orange does make it hard to style around. In this particular room, it looks great. I love it, and I could see it working in this very specific style of home, but it is a hard flooring color to like deal with because it has a lot of gradation. I am really proud of this wall. So this is there's a gallery piece in there that came from The Sims, and then I like built around it and just like filled it out. which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. It really like it really depends how you do it. This one ended up, I got lucky. This one turned out pretty good for me, and I'm really pleased with how it all came together. So, gallery wall, I really love that it looks like a well-traveled wall. It looks like pieces from somebody's adventures around the world, and that's always the best, right? When like your room or your space reflects who you are, or who you like, what you have done, you know, but like in like a good way. Like, I don't mean like accomplishments. I've said like about 42 times in that last sentence. But what I mean is, you don't necessarily have to have your degrees or your certificates up on the wall. You can, if that makes you feel really great, then do that thing. Frame them nicely. In my office, I would love to have my degrees up. I don't have an office right now. I have a closet, so that's not happening anytime soon. But like, it would be nice at some point. But in my like living space, I wouldn't put my degrees up. In my living space, though, I have collected pieces people have given me and stuff. Those are the kind of things I would love to put up because they're very indicative of who I am as a person, right? And that's what I was going for here. Like, these are things that indicate a life well lived, and I do love that. I did put some more pillows on the couch. Honestly, looking at it, you could almost go a little harder on that. I didn't, but you could, because this couch is very straight and it's very masculine, which makes sense considering the kit it came from, but those pillows could soften it up a little bit more. Maybe a couple more on the other side might not be so bad. Also, angling them would have been a better choice, Amanda, but you know, we live, we learn. They're still fluffy and comfy. And then I put some flowers out and some plants out here because of course I did. This little area with the poofs, and one of the poofs is functional, one of the poofs, the slotting is going to be weird, so you're going to have to like alt place things if you want to place things on the poofs. And one of the poofs is a chair, like the foot poof is a chair, and the other poofs are tables. I really wish they would get the technology to make poofs chairs or tables. Like, if there was something slotted, then it's a table, and if it wasn't slotted, it was a poof. Or it would be really cool if they gave us one of each, like the same thing, but one's a chair and one's a table. I think it was Deligracy and Pierre Sim collaborated, and they did a kit, they did just a CC pack, if I recall, not like official Sims, this was like years ago, and if I recall, they did something like that, where it was either two of the exact same piece, but one was a chair and one was a table, or it was some sort of fancy coating. I don't remember exactly how it worked, but that kind of thing would be amazing, because I would totally put like a chair poof and a table poof next to each other, and just make it look like we had a collection of poofs, because that's how I would use them in real life, right? Like, that's how it would work out. But in this case, we have two table poofs and a chair poof, and one of the table poofs is sized down, so the slotting won't work quite right. I love that little vignette with the cozy kitsch. I don't even know what you would call those, cabinetry, for lack of a better term. Cozy kitsch, man, is rapidly becoming one of my favorite kits, because the colors and the like vibe is just so good. It's just so good. It just adds like a subtle funkiness to anything you put it in, and like, but not in a bad way, like in a sophisticated way. Oh, I dig it. I really dig that kit, and you can see it used pretty liberally throughout here, especially that lamp. That lamp gets used everywhere. And then I loved the cabinetry, and I loved that pop of orange. It's like the default orange, which a lot of times you know, you almost want to shy away from the default swatch because it is the default swatch. Like, there's this idea of like, well, I have to customize it, but it's such a good default swatch. Like, you could have also done a yellow in here, and a yellow would have worked really nice, but I think the orange kind of grounds the space, especially with the warm touches we already have. It sort of pulls in the leather, it sort of pulls in the flooring even a little bit. And here we're just putting some books on the wall because I think they're such a funky little touch. I love the idea of them. In reality, that would be like an acrylic shelf or something that you would slot the book around, so it wouldn't damage the book, and it would hide the shelf. That would be how that would work. So I liked the idea of, in this nook space, it just being like readable books that he could go grab if he wanted to. And then a whole collection of rugs, because why have one when you could have three? And also, I knew it was kind of a big space, and we were going to be struggling a little bit with rug fitment, and really, as it is, it's probably not like super ideal, because I think technically rugs are supposed to go like half under a couch or something for them to be like quote unquote correct. I don't really know if that's a hard and fast rule. I think I heard that on HGTV like once, and you know, there's a point where it's like, okay, okay, fine, it's The Sims, it's okay, no one's gonna be super upset at my rug placement, and if you are, good news, you can download this and fix it, and show me what rug you would have picked, and that would be really cool. Here I'm trying to figure out how to put more candles in the space, because I think it would be fun. I don't even remember where I put this candle. If I find a place for this candle, maybe I stick it over there. I was really trying to figure out what to do on this blank space on the wall. I cannot remember what I do, so it's going to be a total mystery between you and I. Maybe I put this plant? Yeah, I think I put more plants in there. This was such a fun build. It actually came together way better than I thought. I literally just sat down and I was like, I just want, like, kind of a funky living room. That's all I want. I just want to build a living room. And it came together so nicely. I didn't build the fake wall around the entryway this time because this room didn't feel like it needed just like a bland wall. You guys know it's going to hook onto the side of the house. You guys are clever. So I just left it open so you can kind of see the world around it. It gets that bright natural light that this room would definitely have. I just love this room. I really hope you love this room. I'm quite proud of this one. I'm tooting my own horn a little bit. So let me know what you think. Would you stick this in your house? Should we build like townhouses in this style? Who do you think lives here? Let me know. But anyways, guys, I hope you're having a great day and you're feeling loved. And if you're not feeling loved, please know that I love you. I'm glad you exist. I'm glad you're here hanging out. You make the world a better place just by being you. And I'll catch you next time. Okay, love you. Bye. Mwah!